There you go. Welcome back to another episode of Format Podcast, Sunday night NFL wrap-up. Yes. So it's me and my man Transformer tonight. G's not going to be here, so we're going to run this for you, and hopefully we're going to run through this pretty quickly, let everybody hit the sack. But another exciting weekend of NFL football, and we're definitely going to get into that and discuss most of the results from Thursday night up until now. So, we're going to do that. But before we do, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't. So, another exciting slate of NFL football today, Sunday, and of course, going back till Thursday night. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to get into this, and we're going to give our thoughts on it and go ahead and wrap all this up. And of course, we have there's a Monday night game tomorrow night, Bills and the Jets. So we obviously can't see the future, so we're not going to talk about that. But we're going to go ahead and get into these games. What up, Transformer? What's good?
Man, not a thing, man. Green Bay. Another dub today, man. Another dub today. We'll get back to that, man. It always feels good to come on and do the live recap when the team won, right?
Yeah. I believe we both picked Green Bay, so
Yeah, the one that didn't pick Green Bay, he's not here, but that's besides the point. I'm done supporting him. All right, but no, man, we're gonna kick things off with the game that just tuned off. All right, the Bengals just played the Giants in a win of a 17-7 victory. And what I call a snoozer, but for everybody else who's not a Bengals fan, but if you're a Bengals fan, you are alive and awake because this was a dub that they desperately needed. Joe Burrow got it done. Hey, you'll take any dub. Burrow 19 for 28, 208 yards, including a big 47-yard rushing touchdown that he got with his legs. So 55 yards on the ground. Chase Brown sealed the deal with the last second 30-yard touchdown to make it 17-7 to pretty much put a blanket on it, put a blanket on the Giants and put them to bed, man. What do you think about that game?
I think to your point, nothing exciting, nothing special. The Bengals desperately needed this win to try and keep hopes for anything good in their season alive. The Giants, I'm sure they wanted this win as well to try and keep from falling to the bottom of the NFC East, but no one really expected anything of the Giants. So I think that's a little different. Their defense really hung in there. Did an outstanding job on Jamar Chase, not letting him get off. There's like a little video montage that got put together during the game about how the Giants secondary was doing a great job defending Jamar Chase. Really, really good defensive design. And, they controlled one of the best, most dynamic, explosive receivers in the league. But overall, nothing to write home about. But the Bengals, they got what they needed. They escaped with a win. That was super important. And, now they can just focus on maybe trying to string something together as they've been known to do in past seasons. They've got the Browns next, and the Browns are just absolutely terrible. So
absolutely
have a very good chance to get a couple of wins in succession. So, there's that.
No, man. I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, like I said, you're excited, you're happy, you finally got something that you've been earning for about 2-3 weeks now. Your only win was against Carolina. It's kind of like a positive and a negative to me. Like, right, you only beat Carolina and you only beat the Giants, two of the bottom dwellers of their respective divisions. But like I said, man, you're just happy to get a dub. Hopefully Burrow, they looked at this game and they could definitely turn it around. Offensively, the Offensively, the Bengals kind of slowed down. Giants defense really got after Joe Burrow today. I believe he was sacked 4 times
Sometimes.
with a loss of 25 yards.
Hmm.
So they were definitely getting home with Joe Burrow, making things uncomfortable for him. But Joe and them boys, they know how to get things done on the offensive side of the ball. And this time, the Bengals defense finally did something that they haven't done in the last couple of games, and it's play defense. Hold the Giants to 7 points. Nothing to write
Hmm.
home about it is the Giants, but defense still did their job and hold them
Right.
to 7 points so you guys can get the victory. So great game, Bengals, man. I think both are now. No, New York is now last in their
2-4.
division,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Cincinnati is now third in their division at 2-4
Hmm.
as well. So good game, guys. Good game. Good game. We're going to move on. We didn't recap on Thursday night's game. The 49ers did go in Seattle and beat Seattle 36-24.
Yep.
That was a great game, man. I did
Yep.
like it all the way up until the end. A couple of turnovers by Geno Smith kind of sealed it off. But Brock Purdy
Yeah.
looked good. 18 for 28, 255 yards, 3 touchdowns. Looks good for a system quarterback, huh?
Right. I was about
Or
to ask. I
you
wonder if
know,
Colin Cowherd was watching that.
oh, I wonder if he
Yeah.
was as well,
And we'll
man.
talk about his guy, Bo Nix, in a little bit. But
Oh boy, I can't wait
yeah.
to have that conversation
Yeah.
going.
Right.
But
Right.
San Fran ran the ball effectively, 228 yards on the ground. Jordan Mason, my freaking fantasy running back, went down with a little bit of a shoulder
Hmm.
stinger. I think it was an AC sprain that they're labeling it. But one thing about the 49ers, they have running backs, in the refrigerator, just chilling.
Yes, they do.
All they got to do is pop it open
Hmm.
and bring one out. So I can't pronounce his name, Isaac
Uh,
Gurley.
g- uh, yeah.
Good,
Gerendo.
good, good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. But
Gerendo.
10 carries, 99 yards, including
Mhm.
one of the game stealers. He had a 76-yard run.
Yeah.
That he
Yeah.
got stopped short for the touchdown, but it kind of sealed it off, and they did
Hmm.
they did pretty well. What do you got on that game?
Well, I think this is another one that you and I both picked, the 49ers. I don't know. I can't
I think
remember if
no,
you picked it or
UNG
not.
picked 49ers. I picked the
Okay,
Seahawks.
there you go.
Yeah, I picked
No,
the
I
Seahawks.
just felt like the 49ers, despite not having the best record right now, they're still a very good team. They deal with injuries so well because their
Yeah.
offensive scheming is outstanding. And so I can see where people would say, okay, Brock Purdy's the system quarterback because the scheme
Mhm.
is so good. You see where they can kind of almost plug and play guys. But, and we had this talk. He's better than that based on what he's done thus far in his career. And, but um 49ers are still a very good football team. I'm impressed with them. Geno Smith, after a very, very good season, I think comeback player of the year 2 years ago, has kind of come back to earth last year and this year. I mean, he's still a very solid NFL quarterback,
Yeah.
um, but he's clearly not the guy that can take you there. And they've got a first-year head coach up in Seattle, so I don't know that anyone was expecting anything too outstanding from the Seahawks team. A good team. Ryan Grubb, new offensive coordinator, former offensive coordinator at Washington in college last year with Kalen DeBoer. He has done a good job with his system and making it
Yeah.
work for the NFL. But still, the Seahawks they're just not there yet. So yeah.
Man, I like it. Like I said, I like the game. In the
Hmm.
divisional game, they both are now 3-3, first and second, respectively. San Francisco now
Hmm.
has the lead in that division.
Right.
I do like what Seattle has to play, man. I like their run game. I like their receiving core, and I do like Geno, man. Geno, has I think he's actually the leader in yards now. I want to say he's the leader in yards per game now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look that up. I
I'll
think
check
he's a
that. Yeah.
leader in yards
Go
per
ahead.
game. He's had, I want to say, 300-yard games this season alone. Um, it just like for me, they just couldn't run the ball effectively. You have 20 carries, 52 yards. I mean, you wasn't in a situation where you couldn't run the ball the entirety
Mhm.
of the game. I think there were situations where you guys could have, those guys could have, really effectively, try to attempt to run the football to
Mhm.
take a little bit more pressure off of Geno Smith. But I mean, you hit everything on the nose, man. I mean, San Fran, they on paper, if you look at this team on paper, they're a juggernaut, right? You just got to get healthy,
Yeah.
right? Like I said, Jordan Mason went down. They're saying the injury's not too bad. He's day to day, but he's still down. Christian McCaffrey. I believe George Kittle was kind of dinged up in that game as well. Brandon Ayuk is starting to try to find himself a little bit, but Debo Samuel definitely took off. Three receptions, 102 yards. He's a big explosive play guy. So Brock Purdy was, I mean, he was willing to deal. And look at this: 5 targets, Kittle 6 targets, Ayuk 4 targets, Jawan Jennings
Hmm.
5 targets,
Hmm.
Juice check 4 targets. Like he's really
Hmm.
spreading the ball around, man. That's
Yeah,
one thing you got to love about that kid,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That kid's balling.
But what they're gonna say about that, and you know who they are, they're going to say, well, he's got all those weapons. Of course he's going to spread it around. But a lot of times, you know, when you're a young quarterback, you get locked in on one guy that maybe
Yeah,
you have established that rapport with as a quarterback receiver tandem or duo, and
yeah,
and you know you tend to really try to force things. But he does an outstanding job of taking what the defense gives, you know, and
absolutely,
just reading the coverage and making the right throw. He doesn't throw a lot of
absolutely.
interceptions, and he also gets it down the field, which shows that he has confidence in himself, and the coaches have confidence in him.
No,
Once
no,
again, he's
absolutely.
leading the league in yards per attempt, so there's that, and he's second in passing yards.
Yep, another 3 touchdowns, and like you said, no interceptions. He's not turning the
That's right,
ball over, so
right.
that's a good thing, man. San
Hmm.
Fran standing up. I know my brother Donnell is absolutely proud. Right,
Hmm. Hmm.
we're gonna move on,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Okay, let's get a little hype right here. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh,
was a
here we
team,
go.
that team in green that went and
Here
got
we
it
go.
done.
The
Oh man,
Celtics.
it's huh?
The
What?
Celtics. Oh, you
All right.
said Team in Green. My bad, man. I'm sorry.
Out of respect to your show, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna finish off this show. But I think I'm gonna put in my resignation letter for the blatant disrespect that
Man.
you Skip Bayless and me on your show
You
right
said the
now.
Team in Green. I'm just,
Man, this team in green, boy, you saw
Oh,
what I
bad.
was
My
man.
bad.
This
The
green,
Team
the
in Green and Gold.
G's.
I got you. Green and
Yeah,
Gold.
the green and color scheme gold, but it's green and yellow, man. It's
I'm
green and
just
yellow.
saying. You know.
But no, man, the Packers traveled home
Yeah.
against the Arizona Cardinals and
Hmm.
dominated the
Yes.
Cardinals, man. It was a
Yes.
it
Look
was a
good, man.
dominating game. It
Look
was a
good.
it was a game where I finally got a chance to sit back, relax, and like, all right, let me just start really,
Yeah.
paying attention to, the
Absolutely.
things that I'm not like special teams. Let me look at
Hmm.
special teams a little bit better, and things like that, since I'm not so stressed about, what's going on with the football game. But no, a great
Hmm.
football game. Jordan Love, 22 for 32, 4 touchdowns, an interception that really wasn't his fault.
Hmm.
Bo Melton actually slipped down on a route that I believe was going to be a 5-6 yard completion, and he
Hmm.
slides down, and of course the cornerback was right there to pick it off. But other than that, I mean, the Packers did everything right this game. There wasn't
Yes.
nothing they could do wrong, right? I mean, from a penalty standpoint, from a receiver standpoint, from a
Hmm.
running the football standpoint, from a defense standpoint, three takeaways again in another game
Yeah,
uh,
man.
this
Like
this season. I, I,
insane.
I mean, I'm just
Insane.
100% proud of what they did in this football
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Granted, it's the Arizona Cardinals, but the Arizona Cardinals did just beat the San Francisco
That's right.
49ers in a
That's
comeback
right.
fashion. So I'll take any dub that I get. Um, it was a great game, brother. What you got? What you got on this one?
On this one, Jordan Love looks like the Jordan Love that we know and love. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like he was his old self today. High completion percentage, 22 of 32, 258 yards,
Yeah,
4 touchdowns. Like you say, he threw the one pick, but that's okay. It's going to happen. Green Bay ran the football extremely well. Not necessarily Josh Jacobs getting busy as a bell cow back, but overall, 38 carries, 179. Anybody would take that, right?
gotta get
Run
it
the
done.
ball, stop the run. Arizona did not get over 100 yards rushing, and they completely locked up Marvin Harrison Jr. Only 2 targets, no catches. So this is a weird thing here, right?
He also got hurt though. I'll give him that. He did get hurt. He ended up leaving the
Right.
game. But
It's
yeah,
just weird though.
still,
Like it's kind of him and Kyler are up and down in terms of he might have
yeah.
one big game and then one bad. So I don't know. It's like I guess it's the rookie roller coaster, but I am kind of curious to see as time goes on if that relationship continues to improve and he continues to be more dominant on the football field and be the type of player that
Yeah.
everyone assumed that he was going to be coming into the league.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, from looking at this game, it was communication. Like it was a lot of
Hmm.
routes that I saw Marvin Harrison running, and Kyler Murray was just blatantly missing them. Like
Hmm.
that's not the route.
No.
Marvin Harrison just walks back. I mean, he's a rookie. He's not really
Yeah.
finna say anything back to him, but it's like, okay, I could have sworn I'm running the right thing. But that's a big communication thing. Rookie
Hmm.
receiver coming in, and Kyler Murray. He's just now getting back. He was gone for most of last season. Getting back into his rhythm.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
that defense truly got after Kyler Murray, and anybody who was carrying the ball, you
Hmm.
better hold it dearly, because my players were literally punching them out, like literally punching the football away, and literally coming back with every single fumble that happened on the field. But
Yeah,
it was a great
definitely.
game, man. It was a great
Yeah.
game. We ran the ball 38 times against
Hmm.
32 passing. I love
Yeah.
that ratio.
Absolutely.
I can't say nothing bad about that ratio,
Not at
especially
all.
when the 32 passes, you got 4 touchdowns out of it. So
Yeah.
no, great game, great game.
Yep. Bruce says this kid Jordan Love is amazing. Green Bay struck gold with having Favre, Rodgers, Love. That's 30 years of consistent QB play. Green Bay is a hell of an organization. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, man,
Anyone who says
absolutely.
otherwise, we got to fight. And I'm not even a Packer fan, but I mean,
Damn.
just what they have been able to do
So-
at that position, any organization would be envious of, man.
no,
It's just,
absolutely.
you know what? Matter of fact, yeah, man, they deserve that. The
I'm
Packers, man.
part-time GM of the team, by the way. So part-time
No,
GM.
they have just man, they've hit it out of the park at probably, the hardest thing it is to find that franchise guy, and they've gotten it right 3 times now. I was trading for Favre and then drafting Rodgers and then drafting Love. So,
No, absolutely, man. You're absolutely right. Hopefully he can do everything that Favre and Rodgers did. Let's get a
hmm
championship. So
yeah.
that's the next goal for him. Next step for him. Don't really care about MVPs. I got titles
Mhm.
with Aaron Rodgers, but I want to see some Lombardi trophies, man. I would definitely do. But yeah, man, great game.
Yes.
No, big shout out to Romeo Dobbs, by the way. Romeo Dobbs, he was suspended last game.
Yeah. Came
He
back and
wasn't he wasn't really
yeah.
liking, the targets he's been getting all season. So he decided to
hmm
start skipping practice and team meetings.
Bit
So
of
he
a
did suspend him
malcontent.
last game. And,
Yeah.
he came back, apologized. And guess how you apologize about that? By giving 2 touchdowns,
That's right.
and really,
That's right.
showing that, you're about the team and not about
Yeah.
self. So,
Be a
big
professional.
shout
That's
out
right.
Romeo Dobbs, man. All right, moving on. You say what?
Bruce, nah, I'm laughing at Bruce. Man. Nah, man,
See, it ain't stupid as y'all
I'm still
think.
bugging off your dream jingle last night. He's my
Oh,
dream. That was an all-time
keep
classic.
my
Bro. I
dream.
keep my dream. All-time classic. All right,
Hey,
man. Let's move
yo,
on to transfer.
man, that's funny. All right, so the Ravens go home and the
Yes,
Commanders
yes,
travel,
yes.
man. This was a matchup that I wanted to pay a little bit more attention
Absolutely.
to.
Two young guns, man.
Yeah, 2 young guns, very similar play styles,
Mm-hmm.
RPO type of quarterbacks. Went head to head. Ravens got it done, 30-23. I'll let you go ahead and take this one over, man. Are you looking at the numbers right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
Okay,
So
go ahead and take it over. This is your team, buddy.
again, man, all right. So one, Lamar Jackson, he got it done. Got an interception early, got that out of the way, but goes on to finish this thing 20 of 26, right? Freaking crazy right there.
That's
And then
nice.
323 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So I was kind of irritated with the play calling watching this game. Like, why are they trying to be cute? Why are they throwing this football so much instead of pounding it on the ground? But it worked out in this game. Again, I'm leery of Todd Monken and his play calling. I don't understand it because you see what Baltimore is able to do on the ground. They are able to bully people. And sometimes they get away from that and it's frustrating. But Derrick Henry with another 100-yard game. And so 132 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. And now he has the 4th most 100-yard, 2 touchdown games in NFL history. So he's doing his
Nasty
thing.
word.
Right. Ravens rush for 176 overall, which anybody would take, but is actually below their season average of 211 rushing yards per game. And
Cry me a
so,
river.
right.
Cry me a river, God.
Hey, look, man, you know what I'm about, man. I'm about physical at the point of attack. Not
I
saying the
feel you,
Ravens
man.
weren't, but not as much as they should have been. So you've got here the number 1 and number 2 offenses in the league this year, and Jaden Daniels, the kid played well. He didn't turn the football over. 2 touchdowns, 24-35, 269 through the air. And he just played well. But Baltimore continued to dominate in the run defense, number 1 run defense in the league. And on 18 carries, they allowed 52 yards today. So
that'll get
it done. Not an outstanding pass defense. Hopefully, as the season goes on, they will round into that. But just dominant effort on the ground. Really played well. Lost the turnover battle. It's unusual that you win a game that way, but you have got a guy that is a multiple-time MVP in Lamar Jackson, so he does his thing, and he really stood there, sliced and diced as a passer, and that's cool. But again, I I would rather not have him playing that play style until someone proves that they can stop the run.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Like, you
But
got to show
you
me,
know,
right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got Derrick Henry
right.
back there. You guys should be
What,
running the ball like
hold on.
80% of the game.
What are you talking about, Bruce? No, I gave him his props. 20 for 26, was freaking outstanding. 323 through the air, one touchdown, one pick, and 40 yards on the ground. Yeah, no, I agree. The secondary
Yeah.
is going to be problematic, but I think how you can kind of defeat that is by continuing to be physical up front on the ground
Yeah.
and use longer drives to keep the opposition offense off the field. That's my thought. But yeah, overall, man, Transformer, I thought this was a really good game, entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Got a little nervous at times, but the Commanders look like they're a really good team. They look like they have what it takes to win the NFC East, which is crazy. I had them third in the NFC East this year, but clearly I was wrong on that. Very good looking football team. The young kid is he looks like he's going to be special. So yeah, I think if you're a Commanders fan, there's a lot to be happy about, confident about, and feeling good about going forward, maybe for the first time in a long time. So, but yeah, the Ravens got the job done. Lamar Jackson said, "Not quite yet, young fella.
Not
You
quite
might be
yet.
me, but you're not there yet." So yeah, your thoughts on the game?
Oh no, man! He did exactly what I thought he should have did. I said this when we picked our picks on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson needs to show Jaden Daniels, I'm here.
Yes.
Like, okay, like, you're a rookie. They
Mm-hmm.
may be comparing you to me a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, but let me show you who I am. 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
All right, 2-time MVP. I'm still the reigning MVP. Like, I'm
Yeah.
still that guy.
You
And
know what it's kind of like?
let me show
It's
you how I
kind of
can do
like
it better than you.
it's kind of like young Kobe and Mike. I think
Yeah,
it's kind
I like that.
of like that, right? Like
Yeah, I like that.
Jaden Daniels is like, hey, I got a
I'm
lot of the
coming.
tools you have. I'm coming. And Lamar said, yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
So
Nah, not
I
yet.
think
You
it's
got to
kind of similar to that.
learn this real quick, young fella.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
man, Lamar Jackson very efficient. Like I said, he
Mm-hmm.
threw the pick early, but other than that, he, only 6 incompletions with 323 yards. Man, that'll get
Yes,
it
indeed.
done. Like I said, Todd Monken, I think he's finally getting whiff of the ratio that's needed to win the football game.
Mm-hmm.
37 carries to 26. If you take the 11 away from Lamar
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, that's
Right.
still 26 over. 26 to 26. I like that ratio. All right, run the freaking
Okay.
football when
Yeah.
you guys are the best running team in the league.
That's
By
right.
far. It's not
That's right.
close, right? You have Lamar Jackson, who's the most dynamic. You have Derrick Henry,
Yes.
who's the strongest, the most brutal
Yes.
running back in the game.
That's
Run
right.
the freaking football. And you got Justice
Mm-hmm.
Hill. Justice Hill is a
Do
very,
that.
very great running back, right?
Right.
So I like what they did, man. They
Mm-hmm.
definitely got it done like that, man.
That's
Big
right.
shout out, Big Ravens. I'm so glad that G's not here because that segment would have probably been an hour long.
Yeah,
On
he'd been
shout
talking
out,
for a
Big
while.
shout out, G, man. Shout out, G.
No doubt.
All right, we're gonna move on. You got anything else about your Ravens? I'll let you go ahead and finish up.
Man, that was it, man. Just a really fun game to watch overall. Both teams played really well. It was exciting to watch, and like I said, the young fella's coming, man. The young fella's coming, but Lamar had to tell him not just yet. You got some time. I'm still here. So
he looked great. He looked great, and he kept it close on the road too. These guys were on the road, and you lost by a touchdown. I respect that. That's respectable, right? All right, moving on. We're gonna go to the Bears traveling to London to visit the Jaguars since they were already there. It's like the home away from home.
It is
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
But Caleb Williams, man, he finally showed. He's showing now. Hey, I'm the number one pick. I'm that good. 23 for 29, 226 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's looking good, right?
That's looking good. Yeah.
That's getting it done, man. They go and beat
supposed to look.
The Jaguars 35-16. Another game, Trevor Lawrence, 23 for 35, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not bad bad of a number, but again, you got your ass handed to you, man.
So can I interrupt for a second on
Go
this?
ahead. Proceed, brother.
Man, we both live in Duval, man. This is just freaking sad, man. The Jags are trash, bro. The Jags are trash. Shad Khan is not a good owner. I'm saying that right now. He's not a good owner. He made a terrible move giving Trevor Lawrence all that money, that monster contract extension before he needed to, when he hasn't seen anything that makes it viable,
Yeah.
and he's going to end up firing his coach. What happens? You paid Trevor Lawrence already, right?
Yep.
What happens? You bring in a new coach and he's still the same guy.
Ah,
And he proves to you, you know what I'm saying?
stuck.
What have you seen? Yes, he had the one great playoff comeback. All right, cool. But you've tried to put everything around this guy to facilitate his success since he's been in the league. What
No.
have you seen that lets you believe that Trevor Lawrence can be that guy? I haven't seen it. And I covered a lot of those home games, right there in the press box. And I just don't see it, man. I don't.
Yeah. Now, I think the biggest issue, right? I'm not
Mhm.
I'm not ready to leave Trevor out there,
Okay.
leaving Trevor to dry, right?
Okay.
I look at that line. That line
Mhm.
is just awful. You guys can't run the ball, nor can you protect your quarterback.
Mhm.
If you can't do both, you
Mhm.
guys are going to be in some trouble a lot, man. I truly believe that if Trevor Lawrence had a better offensive line with him that
Mhm.
can establish some type of run game, you go in another game where you're 20 carries for 68 yards, that's not going to get it done. That's,
Mhm.
that's that's not going to get it done. You're relying on Trevor Lawrence to make every throw and to be the leader of the game. When you got Travis
Mhm.
Etienne Jr., you got Tank Bigsby, you got Dearness Johnson in your backfield, when you guys should be eating up a boatload of that game from the
Mhm.
ground, right? But
Mhm.
you can't establish pressure. The guys in the trenches aren't getting done. They're not gaining enough pressure to get. I mean, not pressure, but
I get it.
opening enough lanes for these
Mhm.
guys to, get something done. And again, you're allowing it to, be put in Trevor's hands, but Trevor's out there running for his life. Another 3 sacks, a loss of 20. So I'm not ready to write home that Trevor Lawrence shouldn't have got paid. I mean,
I am.
I just get a man a line. If you're gonna pay a quarterback, get him a line first, right? Get him a line, and that way you can truly see, is
Mhm.
he worth that 250 or 260, whatever the case may be.
That's
But
fair.
until then, like, I don't think you should be paying your quarterback. What you paying your quarterback for? You can't even protect them, or you can't even provide him an opportunity to establish the run and take the pressure off of him. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's my synopsis on Jacksonville, man. One and
I hear you.
five.
I hear you.
You know,
Bad.
everybody in the city's kind of like,
Mhm.
here we
And
go
now the
again.
problem is, okay, let's say you end up being the worst team in the league. What are you going to do with that number one overall draft pick? You're not going to take a quarterback with it. What are you going to do with it? You're going to trade it for a haul, which what you probably should do,
Smart.
especially being as you just gave Trevor Lawrence his money for no reason. But anyway,
True.
that's a different thing. But yeah, I guess you probably got to trade that number one pick and then see what you get back for that. But
How
I
excited
don't
would
know,
it
man.
be for Shadur Sanders to be in Jacksonville, though? That would be exciting for me.
That would
Have
be
Dion
exciting.
and
No, no, it would.
Jackson. It's
It would be
horrible for
exciting.
him. Horrible for him, but good for us.
Yeah, no, it would be exciting. Hmm.
But no, man. In all the good news for the Chicago Bears, I hate to admit it, but those guys look good. 4-2. Again, one of the toughest divisions in football, the toughest division in football, the NFC North,
Yes.
and they're bottom at 4-2.
Isn't that crazy? That's
They're at the
crazy.
bottom
Yeah.
at 4-2. You're
Yeah.
not gonna hear that often when you talk about standings
Yeah.
in in any division these days, man.
Mm-hmm. They're playing good defense.
Yeah,
Caleb is starting to understand things, and don't get me wrong, he played against a bad team today, but look pretty efficient. 4 touchdowns, 23 of 29,
yeah,
4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So really good day for the rookie. Um, Now check this out: Cole Kmet, 5 catches for 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Over the
yep,
last few games, Cole Kmet has kind of been doing his thing, and this is so interesting because I've been saying for a few years now, like 3 years now, basically since he came out of college. Where'd he go to college, by the way? Oh wow,
go
tight end,
Irish.
you
There you go.
go
Yeah,
Irish. There we go. But anyway,
I got you.
no,
I
no.
got
In
you,
all
man.
seriousness, I've been saying like this is a guy that has the ability. He can block. He can catch. He has the ability to be a very solid contributor and a
Yep.
very good friend to a young quarterback. And for whatever reason, like these OCs previously and now early on, they weren't getting him the football. But
Yeah.
it seems like he's establishing a bit of rapport with Caleb as well. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow, we've got a tight end that can
We got a
catch.
tight end. Well,
Go
we've been
figure.
told y'all had a tight end.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. So it's good to see that. And, Caleb is having an opportunity to have some success. What is this? Let me see. The last few games, he's been doing all right, right? So
Doing
uh
great. Yeah.
three for So what is this against the Colts? 10 catches for 97 yards. Then against the Rams, 3 catches for 34. Against Carolina, 3 catches for 57. Today, 5 for 70, right? Not numbers that are going to blow you away, but significant contributions with a young quarterback who, if you get a running game, you get a tight end, and you have a number 1 receiver already in DJ Moore. Like,
very true.
This is okay. This is okay. So,
and you got Keenan Allen, you got a rookie. The rookie,
that's right. Well, Keenan Allen, he can never freaking stay healthy, but no, I get the point. They have tried to, they've done their best to try and surround Caleb Williams with some weapons and with talent. But the point is, he's starting to figure it out. And this Bears team looked very good today, and the Jags continue to look very bad, plain and simple. Doug Peterson's on the way out. He's going to get fired. I don't know if he makes it through the season. This is bad.
I don't think
surprised they didn't leave him in London. Friday. Like, they left Saleh in London. I don't know why they didn't leave him in London,
Hey, they came back. They changed the code on the door and everything. Right. Couldn't even get him in the door.
Sorry for you, buddy. Mm-hmm.
But no, man, Dougie P is definitely on his way out of the door. There's going to be a whole change of scenery. You know what? Shad Khan knows how to pick a boat. He knows how to pick a new yacht, but he don't know how to pick a team.
Correct.
That's sad, man.
Correct. Which is crazy, man. Doug Peterson, that's a Super Bowl champion. Like, but anyway.
Just what? 4 seasons? No, 4 seasons ago?
4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
But I mean, regardless, that's something no one can ever take from you. And now all of a sudden they're acting like he doesn't know how to coach. Yeah, but hey, he got saddled with a bad quarterback. It is what it is. All right.
Yep, moving on. All right, we're going to go to Tennessee. The Colts traveled to Tennessee. Mr. Joe Flacco got the start again. Anthony Richardson was not able to go. Had still dealing with the oblique injury. I believe he's going to be available for next week. But Joe Flacco came in 22 for 38. Not too good as far as efficiency, but 189 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got it done. They beat Tennessee 20-17.
That's right.
Against Will Levis, man. Under 100 yards, brother. That's not going to get it done. I can tell you that much.
What
do you think about that game?
Well, you look at Tennessee, they're able to run the ball. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. And they did everything they could do. But Will Levis, interception. You have they didn't fumble the football. I guess it was just one of those games where they didn't play particularly. I think they didn't lose the fumble. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
They didn't have any fumbles lost. So I think the point here is, though, Will Levis simply didn't give you enough, right? He just didn't give you enough. Joe Flacco, he's my guy, but he's 137 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
the old dinosaur.
Right. But guess what? He's got 7 touchdowns and 1 pick and a QBR of 72 since he came, since he's come in for Anthony Richardson. So I guess simply put, there's no reason Tennessee couldn't have won this game, but I think I said this when we were going through our picks. I just don't trust Will Levis.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've tried to give him weapons as well. But he's not able to get anything done, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah. They also, they're going through a little controversy. Like you said, the weapons are starting to get a little upset. Calvin Ridley is also stressing that he's not getting the targets. He's not getting the attention that he needs to, help this team win. But, 8 targets is what he got today. How many catches? 0.
None. 0.
You're right. So,
the same amount of catches as me today.
Yeah. Boy, and I'm on the couch in Jacksonville, Florida. They're in Tennessee. Right. So, you hit it right on the button, man. 28 carries for 146 yards. From the bottom up, you're like, oh man, they probably won that game, right? Nah. When your quarterback goes 16 for 27 with 95 yards.
95 yards. Come on,
that's
man.
That's not gonna get it done, man.
I
was bullish on the Titans at the beginning of the season. Before the season started. I'm definitely turning the tide now. This is not good. I thought I saw a dog in Will Levis last year.
I thought so too.
I thought he was going to take a step forward, but he's not showing me any type of improvement. He's actually showing a regression. That he's not it right now. At least right now, right? I give him another season. Every sophomore slump, whatever the case may be, but he's just not looking good at all, man. When you letting old fossils come in and dominate you at home.
That's right.
Nah, man, it's not a good look
Not
for you,
supposed to
man.
happen like that.
Tony
Yeah.
Pollard, finally had one of his best games of the year, 17
Hmm.
carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown, and it's
Hmm.
in a losing fashion, right?
Right.
You feel like your quarterback could at least got something done to win a football game. But the Colts, man, without their quarterback and without their running back, got it done, 20-17. You got anything else
That's
on this
right.
game?
Nah, man.
All right, we're
That's
gonna
it.
move on to New England. Mr. Drake May in his first official start as a NFL quarterback. He
Yeah.
did all right. I mean, I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
I'm not gonna scoff at what he did. I mean, he did have 2 interceptions, but 20
Hmm.
for 33, 243 yards, 3
Hmm.
touchdowns, also 5 carries for 38 yards.
Hmm.
That's one hell of a debut. That's one hell of a
I'm
debut.
wondering how much of that though was garbage time when that game was out of reach though. You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah,
threw for 3 touchdowns. So I'm wondering, like, I didn't see that game. I'm wondering how much
The
of that
the the
was.
last touchdown was in garbage
Hmm.
time. The first two
Okay.
were early on in the quarter.
Okay. Okay.
He got the first one in the second quarter. The second one was in the third
I
quarter.
did see that. I saw that
So
in red
that was
zone.
it.
Okay.
Was still a respectable game at that point in time.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
then it got out of hand. And that third touchdown that
Yeah.
he threw was in garbage time.
Right.
But like still, nonetheless, he did look good. However, the team in total did not look good.
Hmm.
Texans beat him 41-21 in a
Yeah,
field goal
man.
route by C.J. Stroud and Joe
Hmm.
Mixon in his return. Um, with the ground, man. What do you think about that game?
So Joe Mixon 13 for 102. That's huge. Stephon Diggs, good game here, 6 for 77. CJ Stroud didn't have huge numbers, right? 20 for 31, 192 yards, but 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, wait a minute. The Texans are very quietly 5-1. Nobody's even talking about these guys. They're
Not a
five and
dang
one,
word. Not a
right?
word.
They're right there among the best teams in the freaking AFC. Very quietly, no one has anything to say. So, this is the team, and I'm realistically, I'm sure D'Amico Ryans would rather it that way, right?
Yeah.
Because in the locker room, he can play that card, and hey, nobody's even talking about you guys. You guys
Fly
are out
under the
here getting
radar.
busy. Yeah,
Yep.
continue flying under the radar, but make them notice. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's what he's
Yep.
telling them. They were able to run the ball 20 times for a $192. That
That's
we'll
that'll
take that.
definitely get it done.
Yeah, that will get it done. That will get it
That'll
done.
get done,
28
man.
times for 192. I'm sorry. That'll definitely get it done. And then to your point, you look at the ratio, 32 passes, 28 rushes. Like, if you notice, this is so weird. For what everyone says is an offensive passing league, a quarterback league, you're seeing a lot more balance with many teams this year. We go through this week after week now, and we're seeing a lot of teams
Yeah.
near that magical 50% number in terms of run to pass ratio. And I really like what I'm seeing now. I would be more happy if it was like 60-40 run pass, but in reality, it's probably not going to happen for the vast majority of teams. But we're seeing a lot more coaches who are willing to even out that ratio. And I think it's a very cool thing.
No. I mean, you're absolutely right, man. I think the way they're helping it is running back by committee. We're so used to the
Ah,
bell cow era where,
yeah.
when that one running back goes out, now you're kind of like, man, our second one is not really that good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you look at their line, I mean, look at the running backs, Joe Mixon, Damian
Mm-hmm.
Pierce, stout, Cam Akers,
Yeah.
stout. These guys aren't, scrubs at running back. And when
Mm-hmm.
you're able to diversify the portfolio of all those guys getting the carries,
That's
13
right.
carries for Joe, Pierce, 8 carries. When you're
Yeah.
able to diversify like that, your running
Mm-hmm.
backs stay fresher, and they can withstand a longer duration, especially throughout the season, and
Yeah.
really well on your defense. But you're right, man. It's starting to become a 50-50 ish type of NFL right now. And like you said, we're used to the passing, everybody
Mm-hmm.
throwing for 300 yards,
Yeah. Yeah.
a couple of 400-yard games every other
Mm-hmm.
week. But it's really looking good for the running backs, man. Especially seeing how their life expectancy on the football field isn't that long in the first
Mm-hmm.
place. So
Yeah.
no, you're absolutely right, man.
No, I
But
love it.
yeah, no, they did look good, man. CJ Stroud got it done again.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's doing New England Patriots, nothing to write home
Yeah.
about. But hey, you're 5-1. The only
That's right.
team that's better than you
Right.
is the one that's 5-0, and they're on a bye week. So
Correct.
you
So
know,
very quietly one of the best teams in the conference and in the league. So yeah,
no, absolutely.
we got to pay attention to them. We don't talk about them. We don't give them a lot of love, but this is a team we really need to pay attention to. Texans are good, man.
No, absolutely. They'll definitely get it done. Who do they play next, by the way? What's the
Um,
next game?
let's see. I didn't look. Give me a second. I'll tell you. They play
Us.
the Packers. Ooh,
Oh boy.
ooh.
Yes, I love it.
Oh boy.
Come on, baby.
Oh,
Now
two
we
more
we get
young
a
guns right
true
there.
test. We
All
get a
right, I
true
got till
test.
Wednesday to figure that out. Leave me alone.
Oh man. And we're at
Wow,
home. Well, we're at home. Okay.
man, that's a
What's the odds right
geez.
now? They got us favored.
You know what I can say about that though? I'm happy because in a way, CJ Stroud played his college ball at Ohio State. So if it's cold up there, it's not gonna
Not
kill
gonna
him
affect them.
like it might have killed a lot of these other quarterbacks who, grew up in the South or spent most of their time in the South or California guys or what have you.
Yeah.
So even though he lives in Houston now and plays in the dome, this guy is gonna, man, look, I played at Ohio State, man. I played in the snow, I played in the big house, so the cold is not gonna kill me. I played
No.
at Camp
Very, very
Randall,
real.
so yeah.
No, that's gonna be an exciting game. I
That's gonna
honestly
be a
can't wait for
great
that one.
game. I look
That's
forward to
gonna be
that.
an
Wow,
exciting game.
that's a tough pick 'em, man. And let me not think about that right now.
Oh man, I'm already thinking. I'm over
Oh
here looking at who's available. Nico Collins,
yeah,
he's still
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Ooh wee.
Hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game, man. So can't wait for Wednesday to see what we all pick. I'm pretty
Right.
sure G's gonna pick the Texans, but it's neither here nor there. Y'all know where I'm going. No questions asked. All right,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna move on over to the next game. The following
Yes.
game, boy. When you want to talk about putting up 50 in a football game,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
the Bucks got it done, man.
Yeah.
The
Bucks
Bucks
got
really
it
got
done.
it done.
Yeah.
51-27 against the New
Right.
Orleans Saints and Spencer Rattler. I think this is his second or third season. I think it's the second
No,
season.
he's a rookie.
Spencer Rattler, a rookie?
He's a rookie, and this was his first start.
I'm thinking of the other quarterback that they had before him. I forget his name. That's what I'm thinking about. But anyway, no,
Think about Ian Book.
no. It was another one.
Hmm.
They had another quarterback before him. I can't think of his name right now. But 22 for 40, 243 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. Nothing to go crazy about, but I will
No.
highlight that second quarter by the New Orleans Saints, man.
Mm.
27 points is what they ran through.
Oof.
You definitely thought it was going to be a great shootout game
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
based off that second quarter.
That's
But
right.
it's like they took that second quarter, went to halftime and said, all right, y'all done? I'm done too. You
Yeah.
good? You good. I'm good. Let's all just
Yeah.
wrap it up and go home because after
Mhm.
that, 27 unanswered by the Bucks in
That's
the
right.
second half. They win 51 to the same 27 that the Saints
Mhm.
had in the second quarter. What do you think about that game, brother?
So what I thought was interesting was a couple of notes, right? Baker Mayfield, that's one of my guys, Baker, touchdown maker.
Yep.
But he threw 3 first half interceptions. That's uncharacteristic, right?
Yep.
I was arguing with one of my boys, a couple of my boys during that game who were consistently trying to tell me Baker's a bum, but whole nother story. Anyway,
That
so
bum is a little harsh.
yeah, we're not. I'll explain it to you another time. But anyway, Baker had 3 interceptions in that first half, but he comes out of the locker room. The adjustments are made. No more turnovers during that second half. Now, I think they ran the ball a lot the second half, and this is another one of those that we just talked about. Why?
Yeah,
36
50-50.
pass attempts, 35 rushing attempts, 277 yards on the ground. They were able to really chew up the Saints defense, and that's how you do it. Now, Spencer Rattler, 22 of 40, 243 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He was looking good in the first half. I think he had a high percentage completion and about 140 passing yards in the first half.
Yeah.
And then, again, the adjustments were made, and, the rookie comes out, and the rookie now starts seeing some different things coverage-wise, et cetera, and has some trouble in the second half, throws 2 picks, and, and again, the Buccaneers went on a run during that second half. So just clearly the better team took advantage of the rookie. Buccaneers are a better team. I think, you're bullish on Atlanta in that division.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on the Bucs in that division. And as we know, head to head, Atlanta's already beaten the Bucs, but we also know they have to play again this time in Tampa. But just the type of game that showed that the Buccaneers have a lot of firepower, and when they're firing on all cylinders, that's a dangerous football team. So, to score 50 points in the NFL is no easy task. And the Saints defense is not garbage, right?
No, they're not garbage.
Right. So,
that's what's shocking to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's extremely shocking. You get the Saints team
Mm-hmm.
who were in the first 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that were hanging up 45 and 50 points.
Right.
And they get hung 50 points at home,
Mm-hmm.
right? 50 points at home is that's tough to do against
That's right.
a good defensive Saints team.
That's right.
But I'm looking at these yards on the ground, man.
Yeah,
The
man.
Bucks
Sean Tucker,
really
14 for a buck 36. Like,
they truly committed to the run.
yeah,
Truly
absolutely.
committed.
You
You
gotta love
know,
it.
14
Baker, 3
carries,
carries for
136.
29 yards, like almost
Yeah.
10 yards a carry. Yeah, let's go, Bake.
Like that.
You know?
That's beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
277 on the ground, and your
Yeah.
quarterback topped it off with 325 passing
Mm-hmm.
yards. That sounds like a 50-point game, right?
It
I
does.
mean, you got it done in both areas of the field, man. And that's with
Mm-hmm.
3 picks, right? That's with 3 picks in your offense.
That's right.
Truly got it done. But Todd Bowles, man, he definitely went in at halftime. He looked at the rookie,
Yeah, man.
talked to his team like, yo, all right,
Yeah.
let's switch it up. Throw something
Yeah.
different at him.
That's
And
right.
see what let's see what he can adjust to.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, Spencer just wasn't ready for the Todd Bowles switcheroo after
That's right.
halftime, and literally just couldn't get anything done.
Yeah.
I think they had 3 fumbles that game, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions for the entirety of the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of times you're putting the ball on the ground and putting the ball in harm's way. And Tampa is not one team that you want to give the ball back to repeatedly.
No.
But Baker Mayfield, that comment that you said about somebody saying Baker's trash. I think Baker proved that he has a home. Baker proved that what we saw at the beginning of his Browns tenure is true. What we saw from him at Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma, yes, sir.
Yeah, what we saw from him at Oklahoma, he is legit. You just got to give him, put him in a position to be successful.
That's what I said.
And he has receivers, he has running, he has a running game. Bucky Irvin, I'm really liking him. He has a good coach in Todd Bowles.
Yes,
and they're honestly getting done, man. 4-2. And they're second in that division, and that's only to another team that's 4-2, who unfortunately they lost against an Atlanta Falcons. But it was a great game, man. I did like it. All right. Anything else you got on that?
Nah, man, that's it.
All right. We're gonna get to the doo-doo brown. All right, the Eagles at home welcome the doo-doo brown Cleveland Browns. And what was actually a scary game for the Eagles. The Eagles barely got away with the skin of the teeth. 20-16 victory. This is coming off of a bye week, man. Jalen Hurts, 16 for 25, 264, and 2 touchdowns. It took him a while to get him going. I believe he actually didn't start really throwing the football effectively until the end of the second quarter. And they started picking it up there, start getting a little bit more done with the run game. But Cleveland is just awful. That team is awful. And the fact that they're not going to give Winston a look is puzzling to me. Right? Like at this point, Deshaun Watson, just call a spade. You fucked up. you fucked up. You know what I mean? It's okay to look in the mirror.
What they're gonna do about this is because if you try to get up off him, man, it's gonna be a cap nightmare. I don't know how they're gonna do this.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you put Winston in. Winston looks good. It kind of lights a fire under the. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not a Cleveland Brown fan, nor I'm the GM, so that's not my job to think. But honestly, 16 for 23, 168 yards for Deshaun Watson. Got sacked 5 times again.
Yeah.
I think he's actually one of the leading. I think he leads the league in sacks. I think for Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna look that up here in a second. But no touchdowns. He didn't throw a pick as well. But you guys can get it done in the run. 25 carries for 100 yards. Yeah, that's 4 yards a carry, but you're not really running the ball as effectively as the other teams. It's just awful, man. I got nothing to write home about.
Nothing. They're bad. They are bad, and I can't.
Yeah.
There's very little to be proud about. What I will say, the Browns did a really good job bottling up Saquon Barkley today.
Yeah, they did.
18 carries for 47 yards. So kudos there. They controlled that. Give the Browns some grace. No Nick Chubb and a hobbled Myles Garrett. That's true, but this is not a team that's completely devoid of talent, right? It's just plain and simple, man. Deshaun Watson is bad. He is never again going to be the Deshaun Watson we once saw, the guy from Houston. Those days are over, and the Browns are trapped under the crushing weight of the worst contract in NFL history. This is just a bad spot, man. They're bad. I don't even know what to say. The only bright spot right now is my guy Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Go Irish.
There we go.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Man. No, in all seriousness, 8 tackles today, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. So I mean, he's he's doing what he can. But yeah, this is just a bad football team, plain and simple. I mean,
I
there's
mean,
nothing else to it. It's a bad football team.
you're hitting it right on the nose, man. I think we had, higher expectations, especially
Oh
coming
yeah,
to this season.
oh yeah,
With Deshaun Watson having a full
hmm
off season to kind of, gather himself and get ready
yeah,
to, you know, just put the pieces together, man. It's not like you're devoid of talent. Amari
right,
Cooper, Jerry Judy, Pierce Strong Jr.,
yeah,
David Njoku.
Njoku, yeah,
Like you have weapons at the receiving end. Yes,
hmm
you're without Nick Chubb, but you're not devoid of talent there, in my
right,
opinion, too much.
hmm
From the run game. It's just you guys can't effectively run the football. You can't pass the football. Everything's bad, man.
yeah,
Everything's bad. But
hmm
looking over here at Philly as well, they got away with one. I'm not gonna say got away with one. That's the wrong term, but they got by. They got
hmm
by. That's pretty much what I can say about them. Yeah, they are coming off a bye. They got all
hmm
their weapons back. AJ Brown finally, showed some resurgence since his week 1 game against Green Bay. Came in, had a very solid game, 6 receptions, 116 yards, and a touchdown.
hmm
Devontae Smith coming off of that concussion, 3 receptions, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts really did miss you, boys. So welcome back.
yeah,
He really did miss you, boys. Um, Other than that, I mean, I got nothing. I got nothing else to say about the Browns. The Browns are the
yeah,
Browns,
bad
man.
football team.
Eagles. Yeah, you got it done. And be
Got it
grateful
done.
that you got it done, because a loss against
Yeah,
Cleveland would have definitely looked ugly in that division.
hmm
And it would have definitely made Washington look more and more like the juggernaut of that division than
hmm
what we all projected them to be. I believe I had Washington third in that division as well. I had Philly first, um,
yeah,
and
me
Dallas
too.
second. So, sheesh, it's
Yeah,
looking ugly.
yeah,
It's looking ugly. All right, moving on. We're gonna go to the quarterback that's better than Brock Purdy,
yeah,
according
yeah.
to some analysts or
Colin
podcasts, or
Cowherd.
that guy. Is it that guy?
Mhm.
Oh
It's
God.
that
All
guy.
right. So the guy that's better than Brock Purdy and Bo
Mhm,
Nix is hosting the Chargers and Justin
mhm,
Herbert, and lose 23-16. Do you want to take
mhm.
this away from me?
At one point, it was 20-0 Broncos. So I guess the Chargers kind of got into a bit of something of a prevent type situation. So
Exactly.
Brock
Okay.
Purdy at one time was really stinking it up, but he was able to finish the game, looking respectable.
Bo Nix.
19 of 33. Bo Nix, I'm sorry. Thank you. Bo Nix, 19 of 33, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. But again, man, okay, he's a rookie, so
Mm-hmm.
I wanna, give him some grace. He is a rookie, but I don't think he's that good. I don't think he was a first round pick. I really don't. And we'll see what he ends up becoming. This business of him being better than Brock Purdy, I think is absurd, but that's a different
Absolutely.
thing. You look at the Chargers, they are playing football the way Jim Harbaugh wants to play football. They're being physical. They want to pound the rock. They want to run it as much as they can. They ran it 38 times today for a buck 28.
Mm-hmm.
Not huge
Not
yardage,
great,
not
but
great average, but
committed.
they they wanted to play it the way they played it, and they did exactly that, and they ended up winning this game. Like I said, at one point they were up 20-0, so they look good. Justin Herbert, a very efficient 21 of 34, 237, and a tud. And so I have heard some analysts complaining, like, if you have Justin Herbert, how can you play like this? You're paying him all this money to turn around and hand it off. But listen, you got to understand, when Jim Harbaugh is your coach, this is how you're going to play. Now,
Yeah.
having a guy named Justin Herbert who has the physical tools, I'm not a big fan of his, but he has the physical tools to make all the throws and make all the plays. So if you need to, he can do that, but Harbaugh is going to play how he plays, and this is just his DNA. It hasn't changed anywhere he's been a coach, so
No,
it
not at
is what
all.
it is.
I mean, you literally
So,
saw him win a national championship without a quarterback who threw the football 5 times in a game. That happened.
yeah, 8 times,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
was it eight?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
single digits.
Yeah,
Single
it was
digits.
crazy, but they
But
didn't need to
you
though,
know,
because
you
they could
know,
run it. And when you think about this, right? When you get into a position where you can run the football and the opponent cannot stop you, and you can demoralize them, why throw it? Run it over and over and over and over, and stomp on
very
their
true.
face every time.
Very
Why
true.
would I throw it?
Very true.
If I can run it 25 times in a row, I'm doing that. I don't, but a lot of these OCs, they don't want to do it that way because it's not sexy and it doesn't look good in terms of them, trying to get a job and all that as a head coach. But Nah, how about you just win? Quick note, Bruce Ashton Genty from Boise State. Yeah, we might have to do that because the kid is killing. The kid
Oh
is
man.
killing. Yeah, we might really have to do that. Thanks
Oh
for the
no, absolutely.
suggestion. We'll probably put that on the docket. Carter Stanton was good, man. Haven't seen you on the show before, not on the show, but in the chat. So thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And who should the Browns draft next year? So the problem is
Ooh,
this: they are
ooh,
stuck
ooh,
again.
wee.
They're stuck again under the weight of this terrible contract with what's my
Deshaun
man's name?
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. Thank you. They're stuck under that terrible contract. So it's like, what do you do? Because if you're an owner, you're like, man, listen, I could draft a quarterback, but I'm not gonna draft a quarter. He's gonna have to sit because I'm even if I draft a quarterback, I'm not paying this guy 230 M's fully guaranteed so he can sit on my bench. Like that's not gonna make it for all this money I got invested. So it is
How many years he has left? He
it is it is
has 2 more
it is a
years.
really tough spot that these guys are in. So I really don't know what Cleveland is going to do. To be honest, I don't know what they should do. I don't know what they will do. So it's a tough spot, man. I wish I could give you a better answer to that, Carter, but I mean, I don't know what to say.
I would say lineman. The likelihood you getting Shador Sanders, I'm pretty sure Dion is not letting that
I
happen.
was about to say that's right.
He's not going to let him go to
Mm,
Cleveland. I do see them possibly getting a lineman, perhaps. I mean, they'll be in the top 5, so Travis Hunter is still there. Getting to a dynamic, another dynamic cornerback / receiver to be on that team could actually be beneficial to you. Cleveland always had, I mean, they've had a great defense, Myles Garrett and those guys in the
mhm.
secondary. You added a Travis Hunter, but other than that, I mean, I would say go lineman. Um, Coming to that, I mean, you're not going to get a running back that high. You get a running back in the second or third round. I don't see him getting a quarterback, bro. I
What is
mean,
it with
you
this
got 2 years.
Jalen
You got 2
Milrow?
years on
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson?
Watson quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean
and all that
contract. So
money.
that's tough,
Jalen
man.
Milrow.
Jalen Milrow, I'm really not fond of him, man.
I
To
mean,
me, he's not even
he's got all the tools,
maybe
but like
the third,
I
fourth
don't see it.
quarterback
I
in
don't
the
see it.
draft. That's
Yeah,
my
I don't
opinion. I
agree.
mean, the SEC Alabama bias is,
Mm-hmm.
what puts him on a higher pedestal. But I think
Mm-hmm.
him and Cam Ward, they kind of make decisions where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, it's just not what I want to see. I'll give him another year or something like that to be in the
Yeah.
college football program. But unfortunately, them boys are coming out in the draft. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, that's who I see. Maybe Travis Hunter. If not, you go get you an offensive lineman.
Mm.
Try to help up that the fact that Deshaun Watson can't stand up right.
Man, listen.
But yeah, man. So how about Bo Nix, brother? Did he look better than Brock Purdy to you?
No,
19 for 33, 216.
no.
I'll be quite frank. All that was garbage time, by the way. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like all that was garbage time. So the
yeah.
216, the 2
But
touchdowns, all that was
so
in garbage time in the fourth
so the
quarter.
argument is going to be, well, Bo Nix is a rookie and he doesn't have all those weapons like Brock Purdy has, and then don't say stuff like that. How about
Don't
that?
say
Yeah, yeah,
if you
that's
can't if you haven't seen him with them,
yeah.
then don't make a comment. If the if
Facts.
the if the if the if the field's not even, then don't make the comment. You can't go and say, "Oh man, he's better than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy just has
Mm-hmm.
weapons,
Mm-hmm.
but he looks awful."
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? So that
yeah,
doesn't make sense to me, man.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Chargers got it done 23-16. I
Yes,
believe Jim Harbaugh is, I mean, not Jim, John.
John.
He
Jim.
did go Jim. I said it
Jim.
backwards again.
Yeah, you said backwards.
I'm
Yeah,
forever gonna say the names
yeah.
backwards.
John's
All right.
John's in Baltimore. Jim's in. Yeah,
Okay, so Jim, he went to the tent today. I believe it was a medical issue. I believe he's
yeah.
okay. I haven't really heard any big update about that in a bad
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
No news is kind of good news at this point.
Right.
That you heard nothing from it, but yeah, they got it done. All
They
right,
did.
moving on. We're gonna go to Vegas. All right, Las
Yes,
Angeles.
yes,
Las
yes.
Vegas. The Las Vegas
Yes,
Raiders hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm pretty sure Sean is going to be happy about this one. They got it done 32-13.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields 14 for 24, 145 yards. Nothing to scoff at when it comes from throwing the football perspective, but look
Mm-hmm.
at what he did on the ground: 11 carries, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns, still showing that he can. If he can't get it done with his arm, he's definitely going to get
Mm-hmm.
it done with his legs.
That's right.
They ran the football very, very effectively today. 35 carries, 183 yards, 3
That's right.
touchdowns. That'll get most of the games done. Not sexy for if you're, when you got a Russell Wilson on your bench, but
Mm-hmm.
got it done, man. I mean, Vegas are kind of in a purgatory kind of situation. Your receiver don't want to be there. You don't have a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
What's left for your run game is kind of there. You only thing you got that's going for you is Max Crosby and Brock Bowers as your tight end. So that's pretty much all you got. I don't think so, Bruce. Antonio Pierce not going to last long. I think he's a great coach. I honestly think Antonio Pierce is a good coach.
Yeah.
It's just he just doesn't have the pieces right now. I mean, he doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have a running back. If you don't have those two pieces, how can you look good anyway? You're only 2-4. But what do you think about the game, brother? What you got?
Um. So again, nothing to write home about in the passing game from Justin Fields. Although 14 completions and a buck 45, that's 10 yards per pass, right? So that's a high level of yards per attempt, right? So I'm not mad at that. But again, the totals look like this is not great. But this is so funny. Every time you start hearing the whispers that maybe they might be giving the job to Rush, Justin Fields is, in the immortal words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend. And he's like, nah, you can stay on that bench for another week. Because it's funny, he did say when he came here, he does not plan on, staying on the bench. And he got lucky that Russell Wilson had the calf strain, and he took advantage of it. And he's continuing to hold off Russell Wilson in terms of Russell Wilson getting back on the field. And he looked a lot like his old self today. We saw that again. We see that ratio we're talking about. They only threw it 24 times. They ran it 35 times. And if you're in a position where you can do that, you're going to do it. And so the Steelers, this was probably their most complete game all season. This is one that Tomlin is going to feel good about. Coach Tomlin, excuse me, is going to feel good about. But at the same time, he's going to say, we need Justin Fields to continue to make strides in the passing game. So we'll see where that ends up going. It's the Raiders are bad. The Steelers are not.
Pretty much. I mean, you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though the Raiders got away with some dubs earlier, I'm not going to mention the teams that they beat. I don't want to hurt no feelings, but
hey, look, man,
they're bad.
Well, the Steelers are now tied with the Ravens at the top of the AFC North. So when those teams meet, boy, we already know what it is, right? Lunch pail game, chin strap game. One of those. So Steelers looked good today. Scored 32 points. That's what you want to see if you're Coach T. The defense played well, but again, to your point, this is a team in Las Vegas, doesn't have a running back, doesn't have a quarterback. Their best weapon on offense is not playing. What are they supposed to do? And so the Steelers did with them what you're supposed to do with a team like that. So.
Just dismantle them from front to back, side to side.
Yeah, man.
Inside out.
Yes, sir.
No, Russell Wilson is on his way. I don't think that they're satisfied with the passing. I don't think they're satisfied. I think Mike Thomas probably getting to a point where it's like, okay, look, we're going to go through a list of football games where we're going to need you to be a little bit more productive from the passing standpoint. Because what if the run game isn't there, right? Can you get it done with your arm? So I think at this point, you're kind of wanting to look at Russell Wilson to see what you can get from a passing standpoint. You got Najee Harris. It's not like you're devoid of a run game, right? You got Najee Harris in your backfield, and you got a somewhat could scramble Russell Wilson, not as effectively as Justin Fields, might I say, but he can go and get you a first down here or there. But you do need something better through the air, right? I thought this would have been a great game for Justin Fields to kind of showcase that. I'm not looking for nothing like 300 yards, but maybe a 250, a touchdown or something like that. I didn't want to see you go 14 for 24, 145 yards, and you literally look like a running back for the majority of the football game.
And I tell you what, the Steelers can win their next two games. They've got
the Jets and the Giants.
Yes, the Jets and the Giants. I think Jets next week on Sunday Night Football, and then the
Correct.
Giants the following week. Now, here's the problem, though. Justin Fields, as you just mentioned, has some issues in the passing game, and they're going up against one of the elite pass defenses in the league. I
Yep.
think number 2 overall when it comes to the Jets. So they're going to have to Arthur Smith going to have to do a better job of scheming guys open to allow Justin Fields to have a chance, because we know Sauce Gardner gives up nothing, and DJ Reed on the other side is very good as well. So
No, very true.
yes, elite pass defense he's going to have to go against, and the Jets overall are number 5 in the league in total defense or something like that. So
Yep.
He's probably not going to be able to run it as effectively either. We're going to see right here, not right here right now, but next week, what Justin Fields is able to do. And that may be the opportunity where the door gets kicked open by Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson says, all right, I'm taking this job back. So I'm sure Justin Fields has to be very cognizant of that. I'm hoping that he's going to put in the extra time in the film room this week and extra time on the practice field, etc. And he's got to be, prepared to the T for this game against the Jets next week.
No, true. No, I think like I said, I like where your mind is going, but I think it's about time for them to at least try to figure out, right? I mean, you need something going through the air, right?
Yes, sir.
You definitely need something going through the air. You don't look at this Vegas game like, okay, he bought himself another week. Like we're here now. You haven't arrived. I think you guys definitely need something through the air. Your defense is untouched. I mean, nothing wrong with your defense. Like I said, your run game is there. You definitely need to put something through the air, right? Got to make some sexy plays every now and again, right? Edward Jackson, what do you mean? The situation between Marshawn and Russell Wilson? Didn't he hand the ball off to him? I thought that was a nice little
Marshawn
right there.
Marshawn actually told some stories when he was on not Nightcap, but Club Shay Shay, and he was talking about when they were together in Seattle, things weren't exactly great. Like something happened, and Marshawn was trying to call him, and he got his
secretary or something like
agent
that.
Or something like that, representative, and then he gets a call from a blocked number, and it's Russell Wilson, and I'm like, what the hell? Like that's not how teammates move, and that's not how the leader of a team should move. So you got all that going on, and then of course you have the issue with it'll forever be debated whether or not Russell Wilson should have audibled out of that pass play that could have made him back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Just turn around, hand it off to beast mode at the 1. There's the narrative and the conspiracy theory that maybe Pete, former
Carroll.
coach of the Seahawks, Pete Carroll, thank you, wanted Russell Wilson to be the Super Bowl MVP, and that's why he called that play instead of a simple handoff that probably would have got the job done. And of course, the rest is history. Brady gets, what is that? It's fifth championship at that point.
At
so
the time,
I think that was his fifth.
Because the 6th was the Atlanta one, I believe. That's when he beat Atlanta. Yeah.
And so you've got all that stuff going on, and so I guess Lynch and Russ, they are, or I don't know, things was kind of weird between them. So, but as I've heard it, right, and obviously I'm not in those locker rooms, I haven't interviewed any of those guys, but just from when you listen to stuff and what's reported and whatnot, it seems like on the whole, Russ doesn't particularly get along well with teammates, and that's really weird.
Like he puts himself in a higher standard, right?
Yeah,
like it's a standard that like we don't do that.
Like I'm above you,
yeah.
But whatever.
Need his own locker room, need his own jet, need his own office,
all this nonsense.
Bring his own staff, his own medical staff. Like
2 parking spots and all this.
Give me some Super Bowls or something.
Right.
You won that Super Bowl in Seattle with Legion of Boom.
Thank you.
Pittsburgh.
And beast mode. That's right.
You're in Pittsburgh. You haven't won nothing in Denver, and you haven't won nothing in Seattle since then.
Correct. So
no, you're not getting the office. I like what Sean Payton did. Like, nah, you ain't getting no office, man.
Get up out of here.
Nothing here to earn that.
Right.
No MVP, no nothing. Like, bro, you're a regular Joe at this point. You know what I mean? Right. But I don't like I said, Edward, I don't recall him not shaking his hand. I think they did do a little handoff or something like that, like a reminiscent of old times type of thing, or some publicity stunt or whatever the case may be. But
there you go.
Whatever. Raquan Smith seems to be half step slow this year.
Well,
is he? Do you think so?
I don't know if that's necessarily what it is, but something is wrong with the Ravens pass defense on the whole. So, but it'll get figured out. The run defense.
Think he's missing Patrick Queen?
Dominant, huh?
You think he's missing Patrick Queen next to him?
I don't know, because Patrick Queen was bordering on bust before Roquan Smith got there, and then he got there and took it over, and Patrick Queen all of a sudden, started doing his thing. But I don't think he's missing him. I just think maybe there's some adjustment to having a new defensive play caller in Zach Orr. That's what I think.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
Yeah.
But do y'all think that might be on a trade block? I mean, to us out there, is there a reason why Russell Wilson is not playing? It was the injury at first.
Yeah.
But right now is that Justin Fields, he's been playing well. I mean, you're 4-2. No need to rush him back. And I think, like I tell people all the time, the injury that Russell Wilson sustained, you want to take your time with that. One, he's older, right? Two, that's a calf injury. What's next to your calf? Your Achilles. If that Achilles goes, Russell Wilson is that's the end of his career.
Yes.
That's going to be the end of his career, because if he can't scramble out of the pocket, he truly can't sit in the pocket and be a pocket passer.
He's never
Aaron
been
Rodgers can get away with it because he's a very talented thrower of the football. Russell Wilson isn't that. Russell Wilson is a playmaker type of quarterback where he needs to be able to scramble, break a sack and get a broken play or things like that. So take your time. If you're 4-2 and I'm the Steelers, now that you're 4-2, you're about to go against some tough defenses where you're gonna need a little bit more of a passing game. I would start seeing what Russell Wilson looks like in practice. If he's really showing me that he's throwing the football very, very well, that calf isn't bothering him at all, then I'll definitely, I'll start giving him some reps and see if I can, get him in a game here soon. Get him in a game here soon, because they're gonna need it. I don't think Justin Fields is gonna be the answer when you guys get to the playoffs, because then you're gonna be one-dimensional. You're definitely gonna need to have a passing ability when you start reaching the playoffs, especially when you're going against Patrick Mahomes. But yeah. Anything else? Well, y'all guys are commenting crazy about these Steelers. Y'all love them that much?
Yeah.
Also, teams are throwing the ball a lot against us because we are number one against the run.
I don't think Bruce listens to me. I mentioned that how many times now? He's talking about the Ravens. I don't think he listens
okay. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mentioned that from multiple times. But yes, that's correct.
Big Scoot.
414. What is 414?
I don't know, but that means he's
cheesehead. Is that what that is?
I see the cheese though. Yeah.
Okay.
Bucks, Brewers, and cheeseheads. Yep. All Milwaukee teams.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin teams.
414 is Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you look at the emojis, man. The Bucks, the Brewers, and the cheeseheads. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'll be honest with you, Big Scoot. I'm a Laker fan by trade. 1996.
Yeah.
And counting. But anyway,
do me a favor, Big Scoot, man. This first time I think I've seen you here, man. Please go ahead, click that like and that subscribe on the channel. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and checking out what we're doing here, man. Thank you.
And I already talked about that, wonderful victory that we got today against the Cardinals, man. So tune in, go back and watch the video on that one. And come on, we got a big one today. We got a good game next week, Big Scoot. So be on the lookout. Wednesday, we're definitely going to talk about that Texans game at home against the Packers, man. I think that's going to be a great one. Definitely going to be a great one. All right, we're going to move on.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, I was saying, what game are we on now? My bad.
Okay, no, we're moving on. We got the Falcons. My Bullish Falcons go and beat them Dirty Panthers 38-20. In a easy fashion for me. Kirk Cousins 19 for 30, 225 yards and a touchdown. Run game looked magnificent. 38 carries, 198 yards and 3 touchdowns. I do want to pause right here. Why is Bijan Robinson not getting a boatload of the carries? Have you noticed that? Tyler has been getting most of the carries in the last couple of games. So that's kind of puzzling me a little bit.
Maybe it's a thunder and lightning type thing, and Bijan is the lightning. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not either. Yeah, that might be something you need to look into.
Yeah, I mean, even they do use Bijan in more of the passing situations as well. But I definitely think he's a better runner of the football. I mean, this game won't tell you that much. 18 for 105 for Tyler, but Bijan 15 carries for 95, 2 touchdowns. Kind of weird to me, but anyway, getting to the rest of it. Drake London 6 receptions, 74 yards and a touchdown. The Falcons just look good. I mean, again, we're talking about the Carolina Panthers. Nothing to really talk about with the red rifle over there. But what do you got?
They're going to have to take a quarterback. Definitely, they're going to have to take one. Because obviously they blew it on Bryce Young. So, he's done.
Yeah, I think the confidence in everything is shooken over there. I think those guys are going to need an offensive line. They got a lot of work to do. They truly have a lot of work to do. I mean, your only
Yeah,
receiver over there is what, Deontay Johnson.
yeah.
So it's tough
Well,
sledding for those
the
guys.
rookie Xavier Leggett, he's pretty decent. Played for the Gamecocks. He's solid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Carolina, right?
yeah, yeah. He's solid.
Oh, he stayed home. That's the one with the country accent, ain't it?
Yeah, super country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super country.
yeah.
Man, I might be out there about that. Talk
I'm
about
like, what?
that. I'm like,
Xavier
yo,
Leggett. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what you're saying, fam. I don't know. Yeah, nah, he's
they
super
always
country.
compare him to what's that Water Boy in the my man,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
blue
yeah.
shirt.
Right.
He's talking, man.
Yeah,
Hey, but he cool, man. He's a very, very cool person, decent human being.
yeah. He's cool.
I love that man interviews, bro. Them
Yeah,
things be funny.
I covered the Gator Bowl when South Carolina played Notre Dame here in Jacksonville about 3 years ago. I covered that, and he was in that game. He did his thing. Spencer Rattler too.
Oh yeah,
Notre Dame won, go Irish. But yeah,
of
no,
course.
very good game, down to the wire.
That boy remember everything about the Irish.
Nah, man, you believe me. There's some guys. Whoo, yeah, nah, not even close, man.
No, I got you, man. Could the Falcons probably be trying to do what the Detroit Lions doing? I mean, look at their running back scheme. Did you try to make that
Um,
rhyme on purpose, or was that like on
they
accident?
run the same thing as the Rams because Raheem Morris was an assistant coach with what's my man's name? Jeez, I'm losing my
Sean McVay?
memory. Sean McVay, thank you. He was on that staff, which is why Kirk Cousins made the decision to come down from Minnesota because Kevin O'Connell runs that same scheme, and there's no learning curve coming down to play with the Rams. So not the Rams, the Falcons.
Yeah.
So they run more of that than what Detroit does. But I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying,
No,
but not
definitely.
quite the same. No.
I'm pretty sure he'll love it every time that they're running the ball 38 times and getting 198 yards.
Yeah,
I don't need to put 500 yards on my shoulder anymore.
I do not.
I think that'll get it done. Again, it's the Panthers. Nothing to write home about the Panthers, but
Yeah,
it's still an
on the bad
interdivisional
team.
game. Them
Andy
interdivisional
Dalton
games.
tried though, man. He tried.
Yeah. 26 for 38, 221, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Hubbard, I wish he could have got that 8 more yards. I need him in my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I needed him. But nothing to write home about. I mean, 38-20, they got it done, man. It was a great game. All right, we're gonna move on to the finale. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So have you ever had some good fried chicken?
Yeah, I like good fried chicken,
good
man.
fried chicken,
Yes, sir.
like straight, like fresh out the grease, like that, like it's still sizzling, and then
Yeah.
you bite into it, you nice crunch, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's what the Lions had today when them boys cooked them Cowboys, man.
Oof.
They had some
Oof.
fresh fried chicken.
Yeah.
Fresh fried chicken, deep fried,
Destroyed.
laid to the side, gristle still 47-9 in
Have you
Jerry's
noticed-
world, boy.
Have you noticed Dak has only had like one really good game since he signed that new deal? I'm just saying.
What was a good game? I can't remember it.
Last week when he drove him back and beat the Pittsburgh when he beat
That's
the Steelers.
That's true.
On that
That's
last
true.
second drive. Yeah.
That's sadly true.
Yeah, that's sadly true.
That's sadly true.
That's sadly true. But you know what? I've been thinking about this, right? When people try to tell me how good Dak is, or when people try to tell me Dak deserves that contract he got that made him the highest paid player, when people try to tell me Dak is some type of super high level quarterback, you know what I got to say to that?
Not gonna be able to do it. Not gonna be able to do it.
Not going to be able to do it. It's so absurd. It's so absurd. But guess what? Jerry has to live with this now. I'm not going to bang the drum anymore, but I'm glad that people are seeing and have been seeing Dak's just not it. And how he keeps getting these contracts, Todd France got to be the best agent in the business. He got to be the best agent in the business. Well, Todd France and Kirk Cousins' agent, those are the two best in the business. Because I don't know how
Kirk
these
Cousins'
guys,
agent is like he going in the Hall of Fame somewhere.
Hall of Fame. I don't know how these guys keep getting these monster extensions, but anyway. So go ahead. I just wanted to say that, man.
No, man. Big shout out, Jerry.
Edward,
you hit it right on the nose. It is his birthday, and on his
82.
birthday, he got the worst ass whooping of the season on his birthday
Yeah,
in his
yeah,
building.
yeah.
On his birthday
Yeah.
in his building, he got 47 points. And what's crazy and what's baffling about this is that Detroit was entirely disrespectful the whole game.
Yes,
Some
sir.
folks were running laterals to the line to linemen,
Trick plays out
like
here.
trick plays. It was flea flickers. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
these folks are really
Bad.
trying to put the Cowboys out of their misery.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Out.
it was bad. My bad. I clicked off of the freaking stats. Jared Goff, 18 for 25, 315, 3 touchdowns on the ground,
No
36
picks.
carries, 184 yards, 2
Made it
touchdowns.
look easy.
Dumb boys couldn't do nothing wrong. Not only that, I think they got they sacked him 4 times, sacked Dak Prescott 4 times, got 3 interceptions in total the entire game from him and Cooper Rush.
That's right.
I mean, bro, it was just straight domination. I honestly, bro, as a Green Bay Packer fan, I looked at that game and I'm like, oh shit, I'm scared. Man, I don't want to play them. If they looking this good, them boys look good from front to back, side to side, from offense to defense, special teams. They had it. They had it all.
Man,
listen, they pulled out all the tricks, man.
I love seeing this because I love being right. And it's not that I don't want guys to get paid. It's that I want deserving guys to get paid. And Dak Prescott, I don't care when his deal is up. He should never, ever, 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 ever be the highest paid player in the league. He just shouldn't. And he keeps showing you why. But that's cool. That's cool. He can shut me up, right? He can shut me up.
He could
get right. He could go on a run and they could go into the playoffs and he can do something there. So he can shut me up, but he won't because he doesn't.
Yep. This game puts him at 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season, 63% completion percentage, 1,600 yards. By far, this is his worst game of the season. Even worse than what, put it in the Dallas. But this is the second time that Dallas has allowed 40 plus points in their building this season. The first one was by New Orleans with a 44-19 loss. And now they have suffered a 47-9 loss to where they couldn't even reach the end. I take that back. They couldn't put the ball in their hands in the end zone. However, they put it in the opposing team's hands when they did reach the end zone. That was just terrible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, from like I said, from top to bottom, the Lions looked absolutely amazing. Dan Campbell is doing one hell of a job, with that team. Big concerns. Aiden Hutchinson, did go down with they said fractured tibia. So he's going to be out indefinitely for the time being. So that's pretty much the end of that season. One of their biggest pass rushers, he left with a sack, tackle for a loss. And leading the league in sacks. So that's going to be a big hole to fill, Aiden Hutchinson. But that team does have a great secondary with Deion Branch and those guys in the backfield, Kirby Joseph. They do have some great corners and receivers. So I think they're going to be okay. When your offense is clicking like that, man, I mean, the defense is going to have plenty of time to rest. You got Sam Laporta, you got Jameson Williams, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got David Montgomery, you got Amari St. Brown. Yeah, it's just so much, man.
Yeah,
those guys
got an elite offensive line. You can run
it. Elite. I think they're the best offensive line in the league.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the best offensive line in the league. When you give Jared Goff a whole day and a half to bake a cake in the backfield before he throws the football, I mean, it's gonna be tough sledding for anybody that goes against him. Like I said, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
When we play him, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a good game.
Right. Now flip back to the Cowboys real quick. Look at their next 5. All right, so they got smoked by the Lions today. Next up, Niners, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders. They're going to lose 4 of those games, man.
Wow.
They're going to lose 4 of those games. They might beat the Eagles.
We call it this gauntlet, too. We call it this gauntlet.
We did. That's a tough run for them.
That's a tough run. And
they're in trouble.
Your next 2 games on the road. Now, granted, Dallas is a better team when they're on the road. For some strange reason, they suck badly when they're at home. I think they need to get that damn stadium fixed. Like that whole that sky, that having access to the sky mid-afternoon, y'all need to close that freaking dome.
I don't know what's up with that because that's that's a very new building,
Yeah, That's a
So I
hazard.
don't know.
Like,
And
it's
what is it?
like,
Cost $1 billion? I don't know what the hell going on, but
oh
yeah,
man.
no, the Cowboys are bad. Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott, so I will just continue to watch him stink it up. So that works for me.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, I
Because
mean,
the only dub that they can write off this year is against Pittsburgh, but that's because Pittsburgh couldn't muster up anything on the offense. But you beat
correct,
Cleveland, whatever.
correct,
You beat the Giants, whatever.
whatever.
Other than
Yeah.
that, you're facing competition. New Orleans will say was competition at the time. They're
Hmm.
2-4 as well, but
Yeah.
they scrubbed you. You went to Baltimore. Baltimore came in your building, beat you.
Hmm.
And obviously we
Hmm.
just saw what Detroit did to you. Now San Fran
Yes.
is probably looking at this game like, oh, we got the same type of players.
Yeah.
We have a run game. We have
Yeah.
great receivers.
That's
Oh, we're
right.
going to run this same scheme. Them boys
Hmm.
can't do nothing.
That's right.
Mindful they're short DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, and it showed because Jared Goff was just picking them apart
Hmm.
all night. All
That's right.
night, man. But
That's right.
boy, Stephen A. definitely had a big trolling moment. You know how Stephen A. gets,
Yeah.
trolling them Cowboys, man. But they got a lot of questions, man.
Hmm.
Yes, they're 3-3. It's not over for those guys.
No, but it's
I
about to
mean,
get worse.
it can literally get worse, especially when you're playing one of the teams that's right in front of you in the Philadelphia Eagles, and you
Hmm.
definitely can't go in this gauntlet. You got to
No,
come out 3-2 or something on top, man.
you're
You
gonna lose
definitely
the
got to do
next two.
something.
You got San Francisco, then you got Atlanta. You're gonna lose both of those games.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
tough sledding for those guys, man.
Tough sledding. Tough sledding.
Yep.
Yep.
You got anything else for you?
Nah, man, that's it.
All right, that puts a pin in it, man. That is week 6,
That's week 6.
with the exception of tomorrow.
Yes, with the exception of tomorrow. And tomorrow
Yep.
night is Bills and Jets.
Yep, and I believe we both picked the Jets, and G picked the Bills on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, man. Fun fact. You want to know a fun fact?
What's up?
You got every pick right this week.
Really?
Why? You could have bet and won $1 million.
Hey, man, what can I say?
I was doing the count up. I'm like, man, Bruce got every single pick right. Only thing you need is the Jets to win tomorrow, boy. You had a perfect page.
That'd be smooth. That'd be smooth. I like that. That's what's up. That's what's up.
But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. A great week. Some great games. Looking forward to next week.
Yes.
And I think next time we'll see you guys will be Wednesday, right?
That's right.
Yep. Wednesday night, man. We're gonna I like that Aston Gentry. I like that.
Yeah, I think we need
we're
it.
gonna shed some light on that kid. That kid is
show some love to that dude because he's a problem.
Yeah.
I think he's averaging like 10 yards a carry, but we'll get to it.
I think he reminds me of me, running the football. I think I was averaging like 11.5 yards a carry my collegiate career.
For real?
I was a stud though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Easy day. Big bucks, no whammies.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever works for you, man. Whatever make you sleep at night, bro.
Hey, a kid can dream, bro. But no, man, turn it in.
All right. Well, listen, appreciate all of you checking in. Appreciate you watching the show. Appreciate you hanging out with us, listening to what we have to say as we wrap up the Sunday of NFL football. Another great Sunday, man. Saturdays and Sundays in the fall is so wonderful because of football, man. I swear.
Oh man, there's so much of it too.
It's beautiful. That's
so
right.
Much.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we'll let everybody go here. Make sure you if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share. Make sure you share the channel out to other people that want to hear some good sports talk, because that's what we do. And make sure you check back with us on Wednesday. And when you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know whenever new content is dropped. All right, so we're gonna leave it here. Hope you all have a good night. Hope everybody's safe. Enjoy your Columbus Day tomorrow, or your, I guess, Indigenous Peoples Day is also the title of this now. So got to give.
They changed it again.
Well, it's Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, which I think is only fair, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you discover something when people is already here. But
already here. I've been saying it for years, but we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
No, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Yeah. All right, man. So we out. Peace.
Peace.
Hit the button.
Oh, me? Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, you hit the button, man. I don't know what's going on over here. Oh man.
And we are